Hello students, welcome to Legacy IAS Academy. In today's video, we are going to discuss about a recent statement given by President Donald Trump of United States, where he has shown willingness to buy and own Gaza and develop it as a new Riviera on the Mediterranean coast. So if it indeed happens, how it is going to change the geopolitics of Middle East, why this decision of his or proposal of his, we can say, is facing a lot of backlash, not only from the American allies, but also from the countries, Arabian countries, we can say, largely situated in the Western Asia. Let us try to understand this in more detail. Now, this statement, first of all, if talk about this proposal, he gave during his statement or press conference that he held together with the Benjamin Netanyahu, who is the Prime Minister of Israel, and he has reiterated this point again while he was aboard Air Force One, that is the official aircraft of the President of the United States. So he has reiterated his point and his controversial proposal to take control of Gaza. He is committed to buying and owning the war-ravaged enclave. That is what he has told when asked about it by one of the reporters. And also he has said that Gaza should be thought of as a big real estate site, and other countries in the Middle East could be tasked with handling its redevelopment. Now the reason is very simple, because in over last 1.5 years of continuous bombardment and attack by Israel on the Gazan territory, and also overall the entire history of the Gaza, if you try to understand, the Gaza has always been a conflict zone. So because of this, almost 80 to 90% of the civilian infrastructure or any kind of commercial infrastructure has completely been ravaged and destroyed. So if we want or anyone want to make Gaza livable again, there need to be a massive investment in its reconstruction and redevelopment. And that is why he's terming this entire area as a big real estate site where a fresh development or new development should start. Now, as far as the redevelopment is concerned, he also has said that it is not only the United States which can play a role in the reconstruction and development, even along with the United States, other countries of the Middle East and other people may do it, however, through the auspices of US. And also, he said we are committed to owning it, taking it, and making sure that Hamas does not move back. Because especially we talked about recently, Israel and Hamas has signed a ceasefire agreement. So taking that into consideration, he has given this statement. There is nothing to move back into. That is also he also accept, because of the continuous destruction of the entire area. The place is a demolition site, and to a great extent, this both statement of President Trump, if you look at the photos and the pictures of Gaza, seems to be correct. Now the question that comes is, what is the current status of Gaza? So if you look at the, first of all, geography of this area, where is Gaza Strip located? So if you look at the map of Western Asia, we have Mediterranean Sea in the west, then you have the state of Israel. And as far as the Palestinian territory is concerned, you have two territories where most of Palestinians are residing. One is the West Bank, which is the largest in area, situated along the border of Jordan and Israel, which is relatively peaceful if you compare it with the Gaza Strip. Gaza Strip, on the other hand, is a very narrow strip of land that is opened toward the Mediterranean coast, and that is why Trump has compared it that if indeed redevelopment and reconstruction can happen here, it can be converted into the Riviera on the sea. So this is the narrow strip, the Gaza Strip that we are talking about. Now, much of the territory lies in ruins after 15 months of war between Israel and Hamas. And as per the January 2025 report that has been given by United Nations, it says that the damage assessment clearly states that over 50 million tons of rubble is left in Gaza, and it could take 21 years and cost up to $1.2 billion to again make it livable or to have a proper reconstruction in this particular area. If we talk about the overall population, so it is believed that it has a population of about 1.5 million. On the other hand, West Bank has a lower population of almost 913,000. Nearby states that we have, which who Trump has also proposed that some of the Palestinian refugees should temporarily or even permanently shift in these countries are Jordan, then you have Lebanon, and then further to the south you have the Egyptian territory. So largely his attempt has been focused on arguing that Jordan and Egypt should take the displaced Gazan population because it is unlivable land. Now both Egypt and Jordan, after this request of Trump, has completely refuted it, and they have said there is no way the Jordan and Egypt will accept the Palestinian refugees because they are living in their own land, and taking them or resettling them out of the Gaza Strip will do injustice for the entire goal and objective of creation of the state of Palestine. So Trump's proposal that a Palestinian should leave Gaza has been roundly rejected and denounced by US allies and adversaries alike. So this is the current status of Gaza Strip. Now if we talk about the status of displaced Palestinian, so after Israel-Hamas ceasefire agreement came into force, many Palestinians who have moved away from the Gaza Strip, who are living in the nearby areas such as Jordan, Egypt or Lebanon, Syria even we can say, they are now trying to return back to their homes. However, most of the settlement are completely destroyed, and around 90% of Gaza's 2.3 million residents have been displaced because of it. Now, not it is only because of the last 15 months of war. The overall displacement is something that has been going on since 1948, largely because of the prevalence of violence and instability. For example, in 1948, after the state of modern Israel was created, what the Palestinians refer it is also Nakba. Nakba means the catastrophe, and catastrophe largely is a result behind the displacement of almost 750,000 Palestinians amid the upheaval. And most of these displaced Palestinians, their family members, their descendants currently are living in the countries such as Lebanon and Jordan. So if you try to look at the Trump's view on the Palestinian refugees, as discussed before, he clearly has reiterated that if we have to reconstruct and do redevelopment in Gaza, what we need is a complete vacation of the entire real estate area. So he would like Egypt to take people and he would like Jordan to take people. That is how he has talked about this entire issue. If you could give them a home in the safer area, see, Trump also argues that the reason why the Palestinian refugees are returning back to Gaza is not because they want to live in that particular piece of land. He is trying to explaining it. He tried to explain it by saying that the reason why they are returning in these areas in the Gaza Strip because they do not have any alternative or any other option, and that is why he states that if we could give them a home in a safer area obviously he means the nearby countries of Jordan, Egypt and all, then obviously we can assume that they will not return back to the Gaza Strip, and when they have an alternative they don't want to return to Gaza. So this is the basis from which he is giving his opinion and proposal. Now the question you might ask that why Trump is so interested in buying Gaza. So there are several factors. First factor is obviously we talk about his statement itself. It was out of the blue. It has stunned Palestinians as well as the other international community as well by proposing that Washington take over Gaza as part of an audacious redevelopment plan. Now the reason why he want to buy Gaza and develop or start reconstruction from scratch or from bottom up we can say is because he considered it as the Riviera of the Middle East. Because Riviera, obviously, if we talk about the geographical term, it refers to a coastal strip of land which is obviously near a subtropical warm water body which can attract a huge number of tourists because of the comfortable weather and picturesque location and view. So such kind of development he has in mind when you talk about the redevelopment of Gaza. Second, he is acting or thinking as a realtor in chief. That is also some experts have argued, because if you look at the history of Donald Trump, before becoming the president of the United States, he was largely involved in a business of real estate. He was a real estate tycoon, and that is why he is thinking from that perspective. He's thinking, and that is why considering the Gaza Strip anyway it is completely destroyed, reconstruction, redevelopment indeed is required there if you want to make it inhabitable. So why not we start it from the beginning and convert it into a peaceful land which can generate economic resources, which can generate economic revenue by attracting tourism, investment and businesses. So that is how he has thought about this. Third, he also has given a hint in the earlier part of his interview that whatever steps are required for ensuring the reconstruction of Gaza, the US will, what we can say is participate in that. For example, even he has hinted that US military may move into Gaza to ensure the peace and prosperity there. However, in the later interviews, he has refuted this. He said there is no need for the US forces or for US forces to put their foot on the Gaza Strip. So that is something that he has denied now. Now, obviously, he is not worrying about the legal and ethical concerns of buying a Gaza Strip, which obviously does not belong to the United States. But that is what Trump is known for. Even before taking the charge of presidency, he has been eyeing Canada, as he wanted to make Canada 51st state of the United States. He even has referred the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, as the Governor Trudeau. Not only that, he also has hinted and many times has reiterated that Denmark will fold and Greenland is something that US can take or buy from the Denmark. And same thing, same kind of view is reiterating as far as the Gaza Strip is concerned. So if you look at the entire statement that is given by Donald Trump, it seems like he is not talking as a president of the United States, rather he is talking about a businessman who is having a transactional kind of approach for any kind of bilateral relationship. And that is why he always talked about buying and selling of the stuff, and a lot of stuff he has done in this case. For example, he has renamed the Gulf of Mexico as Gulf of America. So this is something that we can understand is because of the past of Donald Trump, where he is thinking as a businessman. Now, obviously, as far as this entire plan is concerned, the two major countries of the West Asia, that is Egypt and Jordan. Again, if you look here, we have the Gaza Strip. Connected to the Gaza Strip, you have the border of Egypt, and then to the east, you have the state of Jordan. So both have supported the two-state solution is the only way how lasting peace can be ensured in the Middle East. They also said that such a migration would also help in eliminating the Palestinian cause, because obviously if all the people of Gaza can be resettled in some other territory, some other region, there will be no one to fight and voice for the existence of the Palestinian state that these countries largely argue is serving the interest of the Israel in this area. Other concern is they believe that if the people from Gaza are resettled in their countries, they could pose a security challenge. For example, if we talk about the Sinai Peninsula, the peninsula that borders the Gaza Strip in the northern part of Israel, would they believe become a base for attack on Israel, because Hamas obviously they have signed a ceasefire agreement, but still they can launch an attack from the other territory. Israel would also have the right to defend itself, and it can then target and launch attack either on Jordan or Egypt. So it will also create another kind of, we can say, this violence, another kind of battle and war in the Middle Eastern area, and that is why the countries want to avoid. And obviously, as far as Israel is concerned, they will be very happy, and Netanyahu clearly has stated that he considers Trump proposal as a brilliant masterstroke, and he has praised for this proposal of Trump, because obviously it will it will remove the headache for the Israel, because the major threat Israel faces along its territory is from the Gaza Strip. So if US can buy it, if all the Gazans can be displaced, and the entire land can be developed as a peaceful land, so obviously that will be good for the Israeli state. So they have Netanyahu even has termed Trump's proposal as revolutionary and creative in nature. Obviously revolutionary, why? Because no one else, or if we talk about whether it is any president of the United States or any other important world leader, has never talked about the Gaza Strip in such a way. Now, it is not only the Egypt and Jordan, but one of the strongest ally of United States, major ally of United States, that is Saudi Arabia. They also have condemned the suggestion, especially when Netanyahu has talked about that the Saudi Arabia's land can be used to establish a Palestinian state, because they want to remove or displace the people from Gaza. They already are displaced, so they want to resettle them in some other territory. So in this context, the kingdom, so Saudi Arabia has affirmed that the Palestinian people have a right to their land, and they are not intruders or immigrants to it, and that is why they can't be expelled whenever the brutal Israeli occupation whistles. So it seems that all the Middle Eastern states, whether it is the allies of US or whether it is not not the ally of US, all of the countries are completely against this particular proposal of Donald Trump. The only person who agrees and is happy with it is obviously the Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel. So that is all about this particular video. Obviously, we have to wait and watch and see how this entire situation unfolds, because it can be nothing but lose what can call as a talking point and nothing more. Because even if we talk about the Canada, most of us know that Canada cannot or will not become the 51st state of US, but still Trump has been continuously reiterating its point. Similarly, talk about the Greenland. Denmark has completely disagreed and refuted the idea of Greenland being transferred to US, but still he is talking about it. So the Gaza can be nothing but a third talking point in a similar series of conversation, the talks that he has made in the past as well. So if you like the video, please hit the like button, share it with your fellow aspirants, as well as subscribe to our channel for more such content. Thank you very much.